I'm Notorious J. This is Notorious J Motorworks, and today I'm going to be doing the unboxing of the new V2 Arrma Limitless roller. Reason I bought this car is it's not my first foray into speed runs. This is my 6S Arrma Typhon. This managed 141 miles per hour on 6S. It had 3 bad crashes this year, so decided to retire the platform, which is why I picked up this. A lot of really cool features that come in this made for speed running car. Go through a few of them with you. One of them is the new Pinocchio spool. We'll get into that when I get it out of the box. 39 tooth spur on that. Redesigned motor mount, which has also been repositioned on the chassis, so that's going to make for larger motors of capability inside this new platform. You have the GP5 1542 Diffs standard on this vehicle. Another key feature on here, you got a clear body for those who like to customize. That's a nice feature offered by Arrma around this time. Redesigned ESC and electronics tray inside there. You also have a wider track, new safety cups, a little different from the ones you expect on your RTRs. So those are some of the key features, the new key features on here. But on that note, we're gonna crack this open and have a look inside and see what comes inside the box. So inside the box, we have your standard bag of goodies. In this bag, you have the antenna cover for your receiver. You also have some of the things in here are for adjusting and modifying the wings and the winglets and positions of the wings. You got a whole bunch of neat stuff in here for readjustments. You have your standard Arrma toolkit. You have some shims. These shims are actually for your front and rear diff if you want to adjust to make sure that there's no play left to right. Nice that they added that inside the bag. You have this information card, which is gives you some gearing setups and a little bit of information on how you might want to adjust the pitch on your motor. It comes with the standard Arrma decal sheet. It comes with a masking sheet, so if you wanted to do a little bit of detail work on your new body, clear windows, whatever you want to do, it came with that as well. It comes with the standard instruction manual, parts lists in the back, always good to have. And then it comes also with the this is the decal sheet for the Limitless. So if you wanted to go with a more traditional Limitless look, here's the standard detail sheet. So that's what comes inside the bag. So we'll just get that out of the way and then get into the car. So inside the box, here we go. This is the new Arrma Limitless V2. Drop that down. All right. So let's peel back that plastic for that new car smell. And there you have it. So as I was saying, one of the really nice features on this new model is that Arrma included a clear body, a clear nose cone, fully customizable. I have a few customized painted bodies that I have done through a local guy. His name is James from Toronto Leisure. He and I'm sure will be getting into this. So nice new clear body. Again, nose cone is also clear, but you got the large winglets on the front and the rear wing. These are pre-painted in black, so unless you want to paint over them. Go into some of the features we were looking at on the outside of the box. Number one, I don't know if it's easy to see, but the rear track is just slightly wider than the front track. This is a new feature. They made it a little bit wider so it's a little more stable. As far as the suspension goes, the front sway bar and the front springs are stiffer now, so there's going to be a little more adjustment in the front to try and keep the front end down. On my Typhon, the original setup I had was a locked front suspension, so that's great that Arrma included the stiffer springs and the new sway bar. We also have inside the front and rear diffs, we have the GP5 1542 diffs. The Typhon comes with a 1343, and I believe the original Limitless V1 also came with 1343. The reason that's important is because when you're running a speed run car, you can change your pinions, you can change that center spur, those are the kinds of things you can change easily. But when it comes to front and rear diffs, if you're stuck at 1343, that means your gear ratio top end is always going to be limited. A lot of the speed run guys over the years now with Arrma, after the Felony came out, realized that the 1542 out of the Felony was a really great upgrade to increase your top end. So what Arrma did, like I said, what they've done now is they've included those GP5 1542 in the front and rear. Another feature in the drivetrain is the new Pinocchio center spool. So what happens is this shaft here has been extended in the back, and by doing so, what they've done is they've made the front and rear center shafts equal length. Why is that important? Well, if you've been running a long wheelbase chassis like this one here, what happens is that long rear drive shaft is going to vibrate at high speeds, anything over 100, 110 miles per hour, and you're going to have a lot of vibration. So by using the Pinocchio spool, which has been designed by others in the hobby, but again, Arrma taking their cues from the people in the hobby and incorporating that into their own cars. By using the Pinocchio spool, you make the two shorter drive shafts equal length, a lot less vibration, means much higher speed. So thank you, Arrma, for that. They also have a new repositioned motor mount. It's repositioned a little bit further back on the chassis from the original Limitless. That's going to allow more space for longer cans in the front. And this part here, the top brace on this center shaft is 4 screws, remove, center spool out. Want to change that center easily, quickly. Nice little feature there, easy in and out, especially with the 2 equal length shafts. So again, repositioned motor mount, new Pinocchio spool, the GP5 diffs. Then as far as the rest of the car, this car was designed and built to be run on 8S. So what you have is 2 smaller trays, 2 smaller battery trays that will fit 2 4S batteries neatly, and a very large ESC tray. So this is designed to hold an XLX2 and 2 4S batteries, right? Very common in the 8S setup for 4S parallel. But what if you're the kind of person who wants to run 6S? I was a 6S runner. I run 6S on 1 battery. I'll get that battery now. Okay. So I have this battery here. This is a CNHL 70C 6000 G plus battery. What's going to happen here is this battery is not going to just fall right in, but the good news is it has the space to do so. So if I take my ESC and I put my ESC inside this battery tray, now I'll put the battery here, and you will see that there is plenty of space for the ESC and the battery on this side of the car. Might mean a little bit of weight balancing after with only the motor on the other side, but it will fit. It's just a matter of taking out this battery tray, maybe have to create a new tray or buy a custom tray with a couple of straps, but the 6S battery will fit in there. So for all you guys who want to run single 6S, but in the meantime, for those of you who have, maybe you want to run 6S on 2 3S parallel, no problem. You got your 2 battery trays. You want to run the 1 big battery, take out that 1 battery tray, customize, get it in there. So no problem. And again, the ESC, this is a Castle MMX 8S, tiny for this little ESC tray, but again, designed for the XLX2. No problem if you're running something smaller like the one I'm running here. This one's also running a cat pack because it's an MMX 8S. So this one here is, like I said, I'm running a cat pack because when you're running 130, 140 miles an hour with this ESC, you definitely want to keep your power levels up. That cat pack is going to help a lot. So I'm just going to take the ESC out for a second. I'm going to flip the car around. So now we can have a look at where the motor goes. So this is a TP Power 4070 2250 kV motor. no problem putting it into this chassis. This is a Typhon on a Creighton chassis, a lot of space in the back. But on the Limitless, with the original positioning of the motor mount, this might have required a little bit of modification to get in. But on the new Limitless, as you can see here, is no problem at all. Tons of space for this much larger TP motor inside there. You can see it. This, and again, this is the 4070 kV, 4070 2250 kV. A lot of people use this motor for speed running. Tons of space. I still got about a 1/4 inch between the motor and the steering post here, so no big deal there. Might have to reposition it with which direction the motor wires, but again, TP motor fits in there, no problem. So, and I know that a lot of other of the speed run guys have been fooling around to see what other tons of motors are going to fit, but that's all because of this repositioned motor mount. So you got the repositioned motor mount, allows for the bigger cans, you got the suspension, you got the diffs, you got all these cool new features that are built right into the car, which is a huge bonus, because the original Limitless took that car to amazing speeds of up to 200 miles per hour. But with all those modifications, you know, over time, Arrma listens to their fan base, and they help by adding in a lot of that stuff on the new one. Now, the one thing I want to talk about before I go is these tires. These are D-Boots Hooms belted tires. These tires are going to go to 100, maybe even 110 miles per hour without too much problems, but they do balloon considerably. You may want to reconsider running these past that. I prefer something along the lines of this. This is a GRP, the new rigid wheel S4 Slick. This is a great tire. I ran this tire on this car to 141 miles per hour. This will be the first tire I put on this car when I'm running for my first speed runs, but it has its flaws too. It could balloon at those high speeds, become unglued, and then, like I said, when your tires become unglued, whether it's the Hooms or the GRPs, what's going to happen is you're going to have a blowout and possibly flip, cartwheel, crash your car. Definitely something you want to be careful of, because starting over each time you have a crash is a tough part of this speed running sport. If you're planning on going faster all the time, chances are you're going to want to run something like this. This is a foam tire. This one's from BSR, but a lot of different companies making foam tires. So the idea is this tire, it can't balloon. So you're going to be able to run it up to whatever speed you want. The only issue with this is that you could, small rocks and pebbles, cracks in the road can take little bits and chunks out of these tires. So again, you're might not have the longevity of a tire like this, but definitely has the durability to make those speeds that you want. Like I said, that's once you're up after 120, 130 miles per hour, you definitely want to be considering these instead. So anyway, going back to the car, I gave you a few of the cool new upgrades on this car. I plan, like I said, 6S setup. So my first unboxing video, if you guys have any comments, questions, please let me know in the comments below. I'm also going to include some links to some of the things that you see here on the table, some of the tires, batteries, whatever, in the description below. So please support your local hobby store, and if you are out there running these cars at these super high speeds, please be safe. I'm Notorious J.